if the bills keep coming and the paycheck doesn't stretch far enough, if you've sent out application after application and heard nothing back, if you lie awake doing math that never balances, this prayer is for you. Jesus once stood in front of a crowd of people who were afraid about the exact same things you're afraid of tonight: food, clothing, money, tomorrow. And he told them something that can change how you carry this weight. Stay with me. Let's bring every one of these worries to God together. Honestly, right now, before we pray, if this speaks to where you are, tap like, subscribe to Faith Over Pain, and type "I trust you, Lord" in the comments as your declaration for today. In Matthew chapter 6, Jesus tells his listeners not to worry about their life, what they'll eat or what they'll wear, because their heavenly Father already knows what they need. It's not a suggestion to ignore your bills. It's an invitation to bring them to a Father who sees you. Father, I come to you honestly tonight because pretending I'm not afraid isn't helping me anymore. You know what's in my bank account. You know what's overdue. You know the phone calls I've been avoiding and the numbers I've stopped looking at. I'm not going to hide any of it from you. I think about the interview I haven't heard back from, or the one I haven't been offered yet, and I feel my stomach tighten. I think about rent, about groceries, about the things my kids need, and I feel like I'm failing even when I'm trying my hardest. Lord, I lay all of that down in front of you right now. You said not to worry about tomorrow, because tomorrow has enough trouble of its own, and today has enough for me to carry too. So, right now, in this exact moment, to stop carrying next month's fear on top of today's need. Give me the strength to deal with today and trust you with what comes after it. I don't want to keep pretending everything is fine when it isn't. I don't want to keep smiling through conversations while my chest is tight with worry. So I'm bringing you the real version of where I am, not the version I show other people. And I'm asking you to meet me here. Jesus said his Father feeds the birds of the air, even though they don't plant a single seed or gather a single harvest. And then he asked a simple question: aren't you worth more than they are? That question isn't rhetorical. It's meant to land on you personally, whoever is listening to this right now, tired, uncertain, wondering if you matter enough to be provided for. God, I need to hear that question today. Am I worth more to you than a sparrow? Because, if I'm honest, some days I don't feel like I matter enough for things to work out. I feel like other people get the breaks, the raises, the opportunities, and I keep getting delays and closed doors. Help me believe, not just recite, but actually believe that you see me the same way. You see every creature you've ever fed. I'm not asking you to drop money from the sky. I'm asking you to remind me that you are the kind of Father who notices small, ordinary creatures and feeds them without them working themselves into exhaustion over it. Help me work hard without collapsing under the belief that everything depends only on me. There are seasons when I've applied for jobs and heard silence for weeks. There are seasons when I've done everything right and the numbers still didn't work out by the end of the month. In those seasons, it's easy to think, you've forgotten me. Lord, please don't let that lie take root in my heart. Remind me that silence from people is not the same thing as silence from you. Give me eyes to notice the ways you have already provided, even in seasons that felt like famine. A meal that showed up right when I needed it. A friend who covered something I couldn't. A bill that ended up smaller than I feared. Help me collect these moments like evidence, so that fear doesn't get to write the only story of my life. Jesus also pointed to the wildflowers, saying that not even Solomon in all his splendor was dressed as beautifully as they are. And yet they don't work or spin thread for themselves. If God clothes grass that's here today and gone tomorrow, Jesus said, won't he much more clothe you? Lord, I think about how much energy I spend, worrying about how I look to other people because of what I don't have. I think about clothes I can't replace, shoes that are wearing out, a car that needs repairs I can't afford yet. Help me remember that. You already know these needs before I even say them out loud. I don't want status. I don't want to compete with anyone else's paycheck or house or vacation. I just want enough peace to stop measuring my worth by what's in my closet or my driveway. Teach me to hold what I have with open hands, grateful instead of embarrassed, content instead of comparing. There's something else here I don't want to miss, God. The flowers don't strive for their beauty. It comes from you, effortlessly, as part of how you made them. I've been striving so hard, working extra hours, running numbers over and over in my head, trying to force security into existence through sheer effort. Help me still work with everything I have, but release the belief that my strength alone is what keeps me safe. I want to trust you the way that flower simply exists in a field, rooted, fed by rain it never asked for, colored by a design it never chose. I can't manufacture provision on my own. So today, I'm asking you to be the source underneath my effort, not just the applause after it. Philippians tells us that God will supply all our needs according to his riches in glory in Christ Jesus. Paul wrote that after his own experience of having little and having much, of learning contentment either way. This promise isn't shallow optimism. It's the testimony of someone who had actually lived through real lack. Father, I don't want a promise from someone who never struggled. I need a God who has walked people through real financial fear before, and Paul's life proves you have. So I bring you my own version of that struggle now, the debt that keeps growing, the overdue notice I keep pushing to the bottom of the pile, the account balance that makes my chest tighten every time I check it. You are not supplying from a limited stockpile. You are supplying from your riches in glory, resources I can't even measure or imagine. So even when what I have looks small, I'm asking you to remind me that what you have access to is never small. Help me stop measuring my future by what's currently in my wallet. I think about people I love who are counting on me right now. Children who need school supplies. A parent who needs help with medicine. Family who look to me even though I feel like I have nothing left to give. God, you know the weight of being needed when you feel empty. Please fill me so I have something real to offer them. Not just a forced smile hiding panic underneath it. Give me wisdom for the specific decisions in front of me this week. Decisions about what bill to pay first, what to say to a landlord or a lender, whether to take on more work even though I'm already exhausted. I don't want to make decisions out of panic. I want to make them out of clear thinking, because you have promised to supply what I need, not abandon me to figure this out alone. Psalm 23 begins with a simple, personal declaration. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. David wasn't saying life had no hardship. He was saying that with God as his shepherd, he lacked nothing essential. Because a good shepherd leads, feeds, and protects the sheep under his care. Lord, be my shepherd in this season, especially in the parts that feel financial and practical, because I know you care about the whole of my life, not just the spiritual parts. Lead me toward the right opportunities. Lead me away from decisions that would hurt me later, even if they look tempting today. I confess there have been moments I've considered options I know aren't wise, because desperation makes even bad choices look reasonable. A loan with terms I don't understand, a shortcut that isn't honest, a promise from someone that sounds too easy to be true. Shepherd me away from those paths, God, even when I'm tired enough to consider them. Sheep don't always see the danger ahead, but a shepherd does. I don't always see what a decision will cost me 6 months from now, but you do. So, when I'm about to make a financial choice this week, whether it's about a job offer, a bill, or a request from someone I love, place a check in my spirit if I'm heading somewhere unwise. Give me the discernment to notice it and the courage to change direction. A shepherd also leads sheep beside still waters, not chaotic rapids. God, my mind has felt like rushing water lately, every thought about money crashing into the next one. Calm that inside me. Let me experience a kind of stillness, even while my situation is still unresolved, because peace was never meant to wait for my circumstances to be fixed first. Proverbs speaks about honoring the Lord with our wealth and the first fruits of our produce, promising that our barns would be filled with plenty. This isn't a formula for guaranteed riches. It's a picture of priority, putting God first even in how we handle money, trusting Him with the first portion instead of only giving Him whatever happens to be left over. God, I want to be honest. Giving you first place with my money feels frightening when there's barely enough to begin with. It's tempting to hold everything tightly out of fear, to give you what's left instead of what's first. Teach me what it means to honor you with what little I have, not because I'm chasing a financial reward, but because I want my heart to trust you more than it trusts my own control. If I run a business, or I'm the one responsible for other people's paychecks, or I'm facing instability at work that isn't in my control, give me wisdom for that too. Help me lead with integrity, even under pressure. Help me make honest decisions, even when a dishonest shortcut might seem to solve today's problem. Protect the people who depend on me the way I'm asking you to protect me. I think about seasons of feeling behind, like everyone else figured out money faster than I did, like I'm the only one starting over at this age or this stage. Remove that shame from me, God. Let me measure my life by faithfulness, not by comparison to someone else's timeline. There's a phrase later in this same passage in Matthew: seek first the kingdom of God and His righteousness, and all these things will be added to you. Jesus wasn't telling people to ignore their needs. He was reordering their priorities, because a life anchored in seeking God first becomes a life that isn't ruled by panic over what's missing. Lord, help me seek you first this week, not as a last resort after I've exhausted every other option, but as the starting point. Before I check my bank account in fear, let me bring my fear to you. Before I send another application out of desperation, let me ask you for direction first. Reorder my instincts so seeking you becomes the first move instead of the final one. I don't want a faith that only shows up when my resources run out. I want a steady trust that stays close to you in seasons of plenty and seasons of scarcity alike. Teach me what it looks like to seek your kingdom in ordinary moments, in how I spend, in how I speak about money, in how I treat people while I'm under pressure myself. Give me clarity about what actually matters this month. Help me separate real needs from anxious wants so I can budget with a clear head instead of a fearful one. Show me where I can be wiser with what I already have and where I genuinely need something more that only you can provide. There are days when the shame around money feels heavier than the money problem itself. I feel embarrassed telling people I can't afford something. I feel like less of a provider, less capable, less successful. God, that shame is loud, and I need you to quiet it. You never measure my worth by my income. You never loved me more in a season of abundance or less in a season of lack. Help that truth reach past my head and settle into the parts of me that still feel like a failure every time I check my account balance. I confess there are moments I've avoided people because I didn't want to explain my situation. I've avoided calls, avoided invitations, avoided honesty because pride and shame convinced me it was safer to disappear than to be seen struggling. Free me from that isolation, Lord. Let me find safe people to be honest with instead of carrying this weight completely alone. Help me forgive myself for decisions I made in the past that contributed to where I am now. Whether it was a purchase I regret, a job I left too soon, or a risk that didn't pay off. I don't want guilt from yesterday to keep stealing my energy for today. Release me from replaying old mistakes and help me move forward instead of staying stuck, rehearsing them. I also bring before you anyone I've hurt, financially, even unintentionally, someone I owe, someone I let down, someone I couldn't help the way I wanted to. Give me the humility to make things right where I can, and the peace to release what I genuinely cannot fix, so it doesn't keep me chained to shame that isn't productive anymore. There are people depending on me right now. God, children who need stability, a parent who needs care, family who look to me as someone steady, even when I don't feel steady inside. Give me strength for their sake, not because I have to pretend I'm unshaken, but because you can give real strength to tired people. Help me protect my children from carrying adult fear that isn't theirs to carry. Give me wisdom for what to say and what not to say around them, so they feel secure even in an unstable season. Let them see faith in how I respond to pressure, not panic, so that whatever they remember about this season is that our home turned toward you instead of falling apart. For the parent I'm caring for, or the family member who needs support, I'm not sure I can meet their needs directly. God, even in ways that don't run through my hands. I want to help every person I love, but I can't be the source for all of them. You can be. provide for them in ways beyond what I'm capable of providing myself. Give me patience in these relationships too, because financial pressure has a way of making people short with each other, snapping over small things, because the real fear underneath is so much bigger. Soften my words at home. Help conversations about money become honest and calm instead of tense and blaming. Money pressure has a way of leaking into every relationship close to me. God, not just with my children, but with a spouse, a partner, a roommate, anyone I share bills and decisions with. Tension over money can turn into tension about everything else. Sharp words over small purchases, silence instead of honest conversation, blame passed back and forth, because neither of us wants to feel responsible for how tight things are. Heal whatever has already been strained between me and the people I share this burden with. Where I've spoken harshly out of stress, soften my heart and give me the humility to make it right. Where someone has spoken harshly to me, help me respond with patience instead of matching their frustration with my own. Teach us to talk about money honestly, instead of avoiding the conversation until it explodes. Give us a shared plan instead of two people quietly panicking alone in the same house. If there are decisions we've been putting off, a hard conversation about spending, a plan we need to agree on together, give us the courage to have that conversation calmly this week, instead of letting resentment build in the silence. For anyone listening who is carrying this financial weight completely alone, without a partner, without family nearby, without anyone to split the load with, I don't want you to hear that as a smaller need. Be close to the person praying with us right now who has no one else to lean on. Be the steadiness they don't have from another person. Bring someone trustworthy into their life who can share part of this weight with them. I ask for wisdom now, specifically, practically, for how I handle what I have. Show me where I'm overspending without realizing it. Show me where fear is driving decisions instead of good judgment. Give me the discipline to create a plan instead of reacting to whatever crisis shows up first each week. Help me save even a small amount when I can, not out of anxious hoarding, but as an act of wise stewardship. Help me spend without either panic or carelessness. Teach me the difference between a need and an impulse, especially on days when stress makes me want to buy something just to feel a moment of control. Give me discernment about debt, Lord, whether it's a decision to take some on or a plan to finally get free of what I already carry. I don't want fear to make this decision for me, and I don't want pride to make it either. I want clear thinking, patient planning, and the humility to ask for help or advice when I need it. If there's a habit I need to break, a spending pattern that keeps hurting me, an avoidance of looking honestly at my numbers, reveal it to me gently and give me courage to change it. I don't want another year to pass with the same struggle simply repeating itself because I was too afraid to look closely at the truth. Give me the discipline to sit down this week and actually look at what's coming in and what's going out without flinching away from it. Numbers can't hurt me the way avoiding them has been hurting me. Help me stop treating my own bank statement like something too painful to look at and instead treat it like information I can finally act on. Show me one practical step I can take this month. Not a perfect 5-year plan, just one honest, doable step. Maybe it's calling a lender to ask about a payment plan instead of ignoring another notice. Maybe it's cutting one expense I've justified for too long. Maybe it's finally asking someone knowledgeable to look at my situation with me instead of guessing alone. Give me the courage to take that one step instead of waiting for a bigger, more comfortable moment that may never come. Protect me from the extremes, Lord, from either reckless spending that ignores the problem or fearful hoarding that refuses to spend even on things that are genuinely needed. Help me find that steady middle place, wise with money without being ruled by it, generous without being careless, careful without becoming anxious about every single dollar. I'm asking you now for honest opportunities, God, not shortcuts, not schemes, not anything I'd have to hide or feel uneasy about later. Open a door for work that fits the skills you've already given me, or teach me new skills for a door that's still ahead of me. I want to build a living with integrity, something I can be proud of, not something I'll have to explain away. Waiting is one of the hardest parts of this whole season. God, harder sometimes than the lack itself. Waiting for a response that doesn't come. Waiting for a decision someone else is making about my future, while I have no say in the timing. Waiting can make a person feel powerless, like life is happening to them instead of moving forward with them. Teach me the difference between passive waiting and active waiting. I don't want to sit still doing nothing while I wait on you, but I also don't want to run so far ahead of you that I miss what you're actually preparing. Help me keep taking honest steps forward, sending the next application, showing up for the next opportunity, while releasing my grip on exactly when or how the answer arrives. There's a particular exhaustion that comes from hoping too many times without seeing a result yet. It's tempting to stop hoping altogether just so disappointment can't reach me again. God, don't let me protect myself by shutting hope down. Keep my heart soft enough to still believe something good is possible, even after a string of closed doors. For anyone listening who is waiting on a call back, an offer, or an answer from an interview, I bring that waiting before you too. You know how long the silence has felt. You know the hope that rises every time the phone rings and the disappointment when it isn't the call we were hoping for. Sustain that hope without letting it become bitterness. Give discipline for the practical steps, too. Updating a resume, learning a new skill, showing up to another interview even after several didn't lead anywhere. Let effort and trust work together instead of against each other. So I keep taking the next right step, while resting in the truth that the outcome ultimately depends on more than my own performance. If there is a business struggling right now, whether mine or someone else's that I depend on, bring stability to it, God. Give wisdom to make hard decisions well, whether that means cutting costs, changing direction, or simply holding steady through a difficult season. Protect the people whose paychecks depend on decisions being made right. There's a fear I haven't said out loud yet. God, the fear of being let go, of hearing that my position isn't needed anymore, of watching a company cut corners in a way that puts my paycheck on the line. I can't control decisions made in meetings I'm not part of. I can't control an economy or an industry shifting underneath me. So I bring that specific fear to you now, because it's one thing to trust you in general and another to trust you when a specific threat feels close. If change is coming at my job, prepare me for it before it arrives. Give me clarity to see it coming instead of being blindsided, and give me courage to act early instead of freezing out of fear. If I need to update my skills, help me start now, instead of waiting until I have no other choice. If I need to have a hard conversation with a supervisor, give me the right words and the right timing. For anyone listening who has already lost a job, who is living in the space between what ended and whatever comes next, I bring that specific grief to you too, because job loss isn't only financial, it's personal. It can feel like rejection even when it wasn't about a person's worth at all. Comfort that ache, Lord. Remind them their value was never tied to a title or a paycheck. Coworkers and workplace relationships can add pressure of their own. Comparison, office politics, feeling overlooked for a promotion someone else received. Guard my heart from bitterness toward people who seem to have it easier. Help me do good work with integrity, regardless of who notices, trusting that you see effort even when a manager doesn't. I think about the version of myself that started this job or this season, with hope, excited, willing, ready to build something. Some of that hope has worn thin under stress and uncertainty. Rebuild it, God. Not blind optimism, but a steady kind of hope that can survive a hard season without collapsing. Protect me, Lord, from anyone who might try to take advantage of me while I'm vulnerable like this. Desperation can make a person an easy target for a scheme that promises fast money, a lender whose terms are designed to trap rather than help, a stranger online offering a solution that sounds too easy for how hard everything else has been. Give me discernment to recognize when something is dishonest, even when it's wrapped in kind words and urgent pressure. Guard my judgment on the days I'm most tired and most afraid, because that's exactly when a bad decision looks most appealing. If I'm about to sign something, agree to something, or trust someone I don't fully know, slow me down long enough to think clearly, to ask questions, to walk away if something feels wrong, even if I can't fully explain why yet. I also ask you to protect my integrity in the opposite direction, so that desperation never tempts me to become the one who cuts corners or bends the truth to get by. Whatever pressure I'm under, let me still be someone whose word can be trusted, whose work is honest, whose decisions I won't have to hide from anyone later, including you. There's another kind of ache I want to bring you honestly, the ache of feeling like I'm starting over. Maybe a business closed, maybe a plan fell apart, maybe years of effort didn't lead where I expected them to, and now I'm back at a beginning I didn't choose. Starting over can feel like failure, even when it's simply a new chapter. Lord, redeem the years that felt wasted. Take the lessons from what didn't work and use them to make me wiser now, not just sadder about what's gone. Help me see a new beginning as an open door, not a life sentence of falling short. Give me the humility to learn again and the patience to build slowly instead of demanding instant results from a fresh start. I confess that some days I've prayed for provision before, and the answer felt slow or different than what I asked for, and it left me wondering if prayer even makes a difference. God, I bring that doubt honestly too, instead of hiding it behind confident words I don't fully feel. Rebuild my trust, not by explaining every delay, but by staying close to me inside it. Help me remember that an unanswered prayer from last year, or last month, or even yesterday, doesn't mean you weren't listening. Sometimes your provision looked different than I expected, arriving through a person instead of a windfall, through an idea instead of an inheritance, through strength to endure instead of an escape from the hardship altogether. Open my eyes to notice provision, even when it doesn't look the way I pictured it. Renew a settled kind of faith in me, God, not the kind that only shows up loud in a good season and disappears the moment things get difficult again. I want a steady faith that can hold both waiting and trusting at the same time, without demanding an explanation before it's willing to believe you're good. There's courage I need too, courage to ask for help instead of pretending I don't need any. Pride has kept me from telling a friend I'm struggling, from asking a family member for a small loan, from being honest with a pastor or a mentor about how tight things really are. Break that pride, Lord, gently, so I can receive help without feeling like it makes me less capable. Put people in my path who are willing to help, and give me the humility to accept it graciously, instead of resisting it out of embarrassment. Show me who I can trust with the truth of my situation, and protect me from people who would take advantage of my vulnerability, instead of genuinely helping me. I also want to bring you a small kind of gratitude right now, before this prayer ends, for the provision I've already received that I've been too anxious to notice. A roof over my head tonight, a meal today, even if it wasn't much, people who still care about me, even in this hard season. Help me hold these small mercies as proof of your character, not just background noise I take for granted while I wait for something bigger. Give me a picture of stability ahead, Lord, not detailed or specific, but enough hope to keep moving forward. A steady income, a peaceful home, bills paid without panic, margin to give instead of only survive. I don't know the timeline, and I'm not demanding one. I'm simply asking you to let that hope stay alive in me, instead of dying under the weight of how things look right now. There's a kind of tired that isn't about sleep, God. It's the exhaustion of carrying worry for weeks or months without a real break from it. Some days I've been too drained to even pray about this properly, too worn out to find the words, so I just carried the weight silently instead of bringing it to you. Thank you for meeting me now, even after days when I didn't have the energy to reach for you first. Renew my strength, Lord, not just for one more application or one more difficult conversation about money, but for the steady, ordinary effort this season keeps asking of me. Give me rest where I can find it, and endurance for the parts I can't escape yet. Let me feel your presence even in the exhaustion, so I don't mistake being tired for being abandoned. Restore something in me that this season has worn down: hope, motivation, the ability to imagine things being different. Whatever has gone quiet in me because of prolonged stress, wake it back up gently. I don't need a burst of forced positivity. I need real, sustainable strength that can carry me through another ordinary Tuesday of bills and effort and waiting. I want to learn something in this season that I couldn't learn any other way, God. A contentment that isn't dependent on having enough, but rooted in knowing you. I don't want to wait until my situation improves to feel settled. I'm asking you to teach me settledness right here, in the middle of an unfinished story. This doesn't mean I stop wanting things to change. It means I stop letting the wanting control me. Help me hold my circumstances with an open hand, wanting more, working for more, hoping for more, but not falling apart while I wait for more to arrive. Let contentment and desire live together in me instead of fighting each other. I want to worship you honestly, right now, not because everything is resolved, but because of who you are, regardless of my bank balance. You were good before this season started, and you'll still be good after it ends. However it ends. Your character was never up for negotiation based on my circumstances, and I don't want my worship to be either. Thank you for staying close to me even on the days I forgot to talk to you about any of this. Thank you for being patient with a faith that sometimes wavers between trust and panic in the same afternoon. Thank you for not requiring perfect composure from me before you're willing to help. Help me become someone who can encourage another struggling person honestly, someday, not with cliches, but with the real testimony of having walked through fear and come out with a steadier trust in you. Let this season shape me into someone useful to others who are exactly where I am right now. I want peace now, real peace, the kind Jesus described when he said not to worry about tomorrow. Not the peace of everything being resolved, but the peace of trusting the one who holds tomorrow, even while today is still unfinished. Give me that peace as I close this prayer, a peace that doesn't depend on my bank balance to exist. Quiet the part of my mind that keeps running worst-case scenarios on repeat. Quiet the fear that whispers, I'll never catch up, never get ahead, never feel secure again. Replace that voice with the quieter, steadier truth that you are a father who feeds birds, clothes flowers, and has never once forgotten someone who belonged to you. Help me hold both diligence and trust in the same hands, working faithfully with what I have while resting in what only you can provide. Let contentment grow in me, not because my circumstances have all been fixed, but because I know whose hands I'm actually in. Thank you for hearing every honest word of this prayer, the fear, the shame, the tired hope, the practical needs, all of it. I don't have to have this figured out tonight. I just have to keep bringing it back to you again and again for as long as this season lasts. Tomorrow when I wake up, the bills will likely still be there, and the questions won't all be answered yet. But let me wake up remembering this prayer, remembering that I'm not managing this alone, that a father who feeds sparrows and clothes fields hasn't overlooked me. Let that be the first true thought I reach for before fear gets a chance to speak first. Whatever this week holds, an answer or more silence, a small relief or another hard conversation, keep me close to you inside of it, not just when I remember to pray, but as a quiet, ongoing trust running underneath everything else I do today. I began this prayer, afraid to look closely at what I owe, what I lack, and what I still don't have answers for. I end it still in the same circumstances, but not carrying them the same way. You are the Father who already knows what I need before I ask, the shepherd who leads me even through uncertain financial water, the giver whose riches were never limited by what's currently in my own hands. I release the belief that everything depends only on my effort, and I choose instead to seek you first, trusting that the practical details of my life are safe in yours. Whatever this week brings, a call back or more silence, a bill paid or one still waiting, let my heart stay anchored in who you are rather than in what I currently see. I'm asking you to keep walking with me through this, one honest day at a time, until worry gives way to a peace only you can give. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. If this prayer met you where you are, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to Faith Over Pain for more prayers like this one, and comment, "I trust you, Lord," as your declaration today. If you know someone carrying this same weight, share this with them. They may need these words as much as you did.